So, as we know, we can't do multi-class races normally. You know, when you're choosing a car for a track, you can only choose the class for supers, sports, etc. And there's no sort of all where you can just choose any car from any class. But for HSW races, they do have that. You can have HSW Tier 1, 2 or 3, which are various different classes together. But they also have HSW All. But the only problem is that you've got to create a separate track entirely for HSW races. You've got to go to change race type, change race to HSW race, and it has to be a completely separate job. You can't just do that within regular tracks. There you go, HSW All, and then you can choose from any of the vehicles from the HSW class. And because HSW has vehicles from multiple classes, that allows us to do an HSW multi-class race. They're all HSW cars, but the cars that we're going to use are in different regular classes. So we're going to have a sports car, a muscle car, and a coupe, all in one race. But you have to make an HSW race separately to do it. Wait, where's that checkpoint gone? Where have both of those checkpoints gone? We're never going to get that started in 10 minutes. It's deleted that as well. It's just deleted a bunch of random props. That's so weird. Okay. Everything's correctly here as it should be. Change to HSW race. It's delete. What? Are there some props that aren't available in HSW races or something? It's deleted the checkpoints as well. Again. That's so weird. Stunt, or does it count as... It counts as a regular race. But with stunt props. What? Is that why stuff got deleted? HSW... They don't think about it, do they, when they create things? There you go, see? HSW All can choose SUVs, sports cars, compacts, muscle, supers, all just together. And fun fact, the monstrosity, you can only get fully upgraded in HSW All. In HSW Tier 2, it's only the stock version that's allowed. Because of course. Like, we need something like this for regular races. This video is supported by my merch store. Go to store.bruffy.com to browse a wide variety of styles, including the ever-popular G-Fred logo and random race designs, all available on t-shirts, hoodies, mugs and more. Good start. Good start. Until that. I got away with it. Bloody hell. So, a multi-class race that was actually easy to make. Yeah, I should never have said good start, should I? I was guaranteed to be smacked in the back. So we got a sports car. Racing with a muscle car. Racing with a coupe. GT1 in the Banshee GTS. GT2 in the Vigero ZX. GT3 the Sentinel XS. They're all HSW cars, which is why they're all available in the HSW class of racing. But they're also all in their own classes. Sports, muscle, and coupes respectively. We kind of need, like, we've wanted that for so many years for regular races. The ability to just select all, and you can choose whatever car you want from any class. That'd make doing multi-class races a lot easier. if you could race vans with sport cars and all that. The relay race game mode, was that an adversary mode? That had the ability to do that. And on the car selection screen, it just made you choose the class before you chose the car. So you didn't have a long list of, like, I don't know, 400 cars to scroll through, which would be impossible. It just had a little sub-menu for the class first, and then the car. It would be easy enough to do that, bring that over into regular races. But also, the HSW classes shouldn't just be limited to their own random HSW race. Like, you should be able to have HSW classes for regular races. I don't know why they felt the need to make HSW races specifically, because then you've got to create an entirely new job, which is just a chore. People don't do it because why would you? Being roughed up here. Gone for the Banshee GTS, the fastest of the classes. The Pajero ZX is obviously the second fastest, but probably the biggest challenge to drive. And the Sentinel XS is the slowest. The gaps in lap time aren't that big between the three classes, but they're big enough on a track like this that we will get some lappery. But yeah, it would be nice if either we could do HSW class races just on any track without having to make a new one entirely, or just having the ability to have the all selection, so we didn't have to choose only sports cars, only supercars. We could choose from any class. Woo, that's a big one. Oh, he saved it. There's been some big saves. You have some big crashes in HSW cars. You had some big saves as well. Drake was one of our new joiners, and I think you're causing a little bit of havoc. You might respectfully request you to leave if you're a lap down after like 2 laps. Respectfully think you might be better off leaving. Wait, was there a takeout? Oh, we're battling for the lead now. I think there was a takeout between the top 2, so now we're battling for the lead. Legitimate, that one to let off. Got the pace, but finding a way through. There it is. Just have to wait for the opening. HSW cars are fun to drive just because of the long braking distances and the high straight line speeds. Actually make them a challenge in comparison to regular cars. They don't get up to top speed immediately like all regular cars do. You can actually do cutbacks and stuff like that where you get on the power earlier, because the power is going to follow you all the way down the straight and actually give you an advantage. Okay, so a good start on the first couple of laps. but it'll be interesting when we start hitting traffic. When we start coming up to the Sentinels and the Vigeros, the pace difference isn't so great. We do have that top speed advantage. Each class has a big top speed advantage over the other. Like the Banshee's a lot quicker in a straight line than the Vigero, which is itself a lot quicker than the Sentinel, so overtaking slower traffic might be easy enough to do on the straights because of that. The Vigeros might have more of a difficulty getting around the Sentinels though, because the Sentinels have a pretty good grip that the Vigeros don't have. Missed it again. Keep missing these brake boosts. This was just an impromptu multi-class idea that I had, using an HSW race to do a multi-class race. It's just a shame you've got to create a new track for it, and that new track for some reason deletes props and deletes checkpoints when you exchange it. It must be that there's certain props that aren't available in races, and HSW races turns it from a stunt race into a regular race, and those props aren't available and they didn't think about it when they... well, of course they didn't. Like with most things, there doesn't seem to be any sort of consistency when Rockstar put in new features or think about using new features with old features, and there's always oversights. Just add stuff in, throw stuff at a wall and hope it sticks, rather than thinking about improving on things that they've already got. Like, there should just be one race mode really that you can then fix with everything else. Yeah, missing those brake boosts is really hindering me. But they just add new stuff. That wasn't your moment. I think Lindsay was in the early lead and then got caught up with that crash between the top two. He's probably got some good pace, but we're into the traffic now. We've got GT2s and GT3s together. Probably some of the top end of the GT2s and the back end of the GT3s. The other way around. Top end of the GT3s and back end of the GT2s. Multi-class racing, it's good though. Like, you know, you've got to make your way around the other classes, and there's always the potential to lose time and then gain time back again. Oh. I don't think I caused that. Possibly controversial, because it looked like the person in front spun, which spun Linksy, but I don't know if I hit his back that caused him to spin. I couldn't tell. You should do a championship around this kind of thing. Nah. Why would anyone want to see that? It's difficult getting used to the braking points. Looked like you only made it worse. I see. Like the crash had happened and I made it worse, sort of thing, rather than causing it, so to speak. Okay. Well then, in that case, I don't feel guilty about not waiting. He'll probably catch me up anyway, he's got some good pace. Racing incident. That's what the chat's saying. What Phil says. I'll take Phil's word for it. So that was a busy period. It looked like we've got through a lot of the GT3. I think we got through all the GT3s and a few of the GT2s. There we go. Oh, it's so fast on this straight. Can't get the braking point for that corner for the hairpin. I'm going wide every time. I think this is just a perfect example of how easy it can be if Rockstar would just get out of their own way sometimes. Like having to create a separate job entirely for HSW races completely ruins the point and it just never gets played. But if it was just available in regular races, the HSW classes, just alongside Supers, Sports, just alongside, in any other stunt race, you'd just be able to set it to HSW all instead of Supers or Sports, and you could do races with all these cars. And then the same would be true for races in general. Having an all requires a bit more work, to be fair, doing that, because you'd have to change the car selection screen, but it's actually already existing that in those relay race adversary modes. Already exists the ability to choose cars from any class, but it's hidden away in that relay race adversary mode. Never made its way to just races. Like, they're always so close with the functionality and just never go the extra mile, the extra step to make it actually useful in regular gameplay. No one's going to create a specific HSW race. I've done it now, but I'm never going to do it again. It's like all the tyre wear stuff as well that was in open wheel races. Remember when we did the tyre wear open wheel races but with Monroes? Just regular cars with tyre wear, and it was so much fun. But that functionality is all hidden in the open wheel race creator, instead of just being one race creator and then you can pick and choose what functionality you decide to add on the fly in the race lobby or in the creator itself, whatever you want. Hopefully GTA 6's creator sees some improvements in that respect. Maybe some less restrictions as well. I think we're finally hitting the main field of the GT2s now. Well, we've gradually been overtaking them over time. This is the part of multi-class races where the GT2s are catching the GT3s and lapping them at the same time as the GT1s are catching GT2s and GT3s at the same time. Careful with the car after this first left-hander. We don't have blue flags in multi-class racing, except for cars in your own class. Technically, anyway. You don't have to get out of the way of cars in a faster class, you just have to not defend your position. Can't actively slow down faster classes. If you just stick to your line and be predictable, that's good. Never done one of these before and I wanted to see how I compare. I see now that I still need work. That's okay, Mandrake. You probably picked the worst race to just join randomly, to be fair. This is a relatively high level lobby and a pretty you know, it's taken us a while to sort of set this up and whatnot to be a multi-class race. In general, anyone's allowed to join any race, but yeah, especially with joining the top class of HSW cars in this multi-class race just off the bat and then being 2 laps down immediately. We appreciate you leaving to not cause problems for other people, but next time we're on PS5, feel free to join whatever race we're doing. It's always open to everybody, and you never learn by not doing. Unfortunate circumstance in the race that you picked to join this time. Especially with the car that you chose. You might have got away with it if you chose the Sentinel access instead. The Banshee's so fast, but it's so manageable for an HSW car. I think I said this in the testing video for it. Like, it's not like the Vigero, which is a big challenge to drive. Like, yeah, you can have some oversteer moments and stuff, but I think the more fun HSW cars are the old ones that got HSW upgrades. Because they were just their raw, original selves, like the regular Banshee. Oh, I got both that time. Whereas cars just have too much grip these days. Oh, he's got wide absolutely peeked out. Saw it on the map. I think the gap to Linksy has stayed pretty even all the way through the race. I've been noticing him come down on the, as I'm going up from the hairpin, he's been going towards it and it stayed pretty consistent. If it wasn't for that crash, I think we might have had a close battle. Potentially. I thought he was quicker than me, but maybe I've gotten quicker as the race has gone on. Oh, that pace difference, holy moly. I don't know if he slowed down to try and let me past or something, but... yeah, I generally do a bit better with traffic management, I suppose, all that MCEC experience. That could play a part. Yes, MCEC was mentioned. No, that doesn't mean it's returning. I'm hitting those brake boosts more consistently as well. I think that's helping my pace. That's not helping my pace. Yeah, there he is on the left. It's been pretty much like that all the way through. We haven't done any sort of like pace balancing or anything with the classes like we would normally do with multi-class races, where the top 10 fastest are all in GT1 and then the next 10 are in GT2 and whatnot, because with HSW cars you can't swap cars, so people basically needed to own one of these 3 cars to be able to use them, so I just let people pick what they wanted to race with. I think it's the HSW upgrade itself that doesn't translate. If you get out of your car and give your HSW car to somebody else, that somebody else isn't going to be going as fast because the HSW upgrade disappears. It keeps the higher level engine and turbo and stuff, but not the actual HSW upgrade, which does give a lot of extra pace. Alright, 5 laps to go in this HSW multi-class. It's crazy to think how long we've been wanting to do things like this over the years. To have a race with a sports car versus a muscle car versus a coupe. Like, that was the whole basis of the multi-class endurance championship in the first place. It's just that we had to use vehicles within one class and just go based on pace. Look, I did say it again, but that doesn't mean anything. Stop it. But, like, the functionality is now here. It's just hidden away in these HSW races and only for a small selection of HSW cars. Can you think what we could do if we could just choose any car from any class for a race? It was like that random balanced race that we did where all the cars, there was like 40 odd cars that were separated by 1 second of lap time. Like, you could race mid-range sports cars with some of the faster coupes, with some of the faster SUVs, with some of the slower supers. It's not just about having a multi-class race where the top class is faster than the second and just the novelty of them being in different classes like this. It's also the fact that you'd be able to race cars from different classes that are all on the same pace. Some point. There he is, still there on the left. That crash has been the decider. Taking a shot every time he says classes. Classes, 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 classes. Good luck, Din, mate. Missing that second one each time. It is harder to hit that second one. Three more laps to go. I've enjoyed this, actually. It's been fun doing a multi-class race again. it's been fun to have the novelty of sports class car racing against muscle class car racing against coupe. Just wish it was easier to do, less hoops to jump through, and expanded to all classes. A number plate is broken and illegal, disqualified. It is a little broken, isn't it? It's probably been like that for the very first corner when I got rear-ended. Good when you hit both of them though. Don't brake much earlier because you're going so much faster, but the gap has just stayed so consistent between me and Linksy. Every time I go back up from the hairpin, he's always there in pretty much the same place. Ever since that crash that I hope I wasn't involved in from his screen. Might have looked different from his perspective, but I'm surprised that I've actually had some decent pace. After the first 5 or so laps, I think I settled down and I've actually been relatively quick and good with the traffic, I suppose. LSGP was the right choice as well. I think if we'd chosen a longer track, like Blaine County 24 or even Ron Raceway, we wouldn't have had as much lappery of the slower classes because the pace difference isn't that big. Last lap. Bring it home. Had some good battling in this. It's a shame that crash happened because I thought Linksy was significantly quicker, but as it turns out, it's been about similar pace. So it would have been interesting to have that sort of toing and froing battling close, and especially with the traffic and stuff, although it was the traffic that did it in the end, I guess. I've gone from the back of the grid in GT1 and 2 crashes on the first lap to taking the win. Can you believe it? I can't. This multi-class racing looks pretty fun, isn't it? Thanks for the GGs. Creator advantage, let's say that. Wow, the lap times were really close actually. The top 4 all doing a 1:30. GG's everybody. Love getting taken out. Yeah, I didn't take you out, did I? Linksy. Because I don't know. I couldn't tell how that went. It looked like it was the crash in front that messed you up. I guess I can look at the replay now. It was the Vigero. Okay. That's what I thought. So who's behind? be. Oh yeah, here we are. The battle. Oh, this is the battle over second place. We saw the crash. Okay, we can swap back to Ajax's perspective as he chases. The battle for second place in GT2. Ben L is up the road in the lead and has set the best lap time, so Ben L has definitely got the pace in the Vigeros. 4K choke caught live. Good pace for an old man. Well, thank you, Diglett. I got a win on Father's Day. They must have... This must be their last lap, surely. This has to be the last lap. Because they've gone past the start finish straight once. I think we only passed them once. The Vigeros are difficult to handle on acceleration. I think that's going to be it. We saw the crash that did it. This is your leader in the Sentinel XS. I assume they're all going to DNF. DNF timer won't have started yet though. They might get to the line. 141.7. The GT driver. Oh yeah, this is okay. So we're getting a few of the top Sentinels finishing the race and not getting DNF timed. Why no pit stops? I did consider pit stops, but then K-Dog said just before the race started that the slowdown zones had been deleted along with various other props that we had issues with. So then I just thought, let's not bother, let's just do a standard race. That was a fun race. So GT driver took the win in GT3, it looks like. Ben L got the win in GT2 in the Vigeros. And surprisingly, I got the win in GT1. What's that all about? I'm not used to that. Fun race though, and it was fun overtaking the traffic management and stuff like that. And it seems like the pace difference, and I did wonder this, the pace difference between the Vigeros and the Sentinels wasn't that big. Just because of the grip of the Sentinels, and the Vigeros struggle to get the power down, but interesting. Good racing, everybody. GG's.